Boys, girls, all of my tromboholics out there, and all of us Lighting Nights out there, welcome back to Otherobert. I, of course, am the other in Otherobert, and that is...
Joe. That's Joe. And then I'm Robert. The Robert of Otherobert.
Yes. And today we are reviewing the Season 6B premiere of The Walking Dead, titled No Way Out. This is the continuation of what we saw with 5A, where it all culminated with Alexandria getting taken over. So, Rob, what do you think?
Amazing. Like, I was I don't ever live tweet anything. I was just like, I live tweeted the whole episode, so my entire reaction to every scene is there. I enjoyed it so much. The visuals of the coloring, because it was at night, but it was like this muted tone, was a very aesthetically pleasing. The sequences with the score, I should say, was amazing. The acting was always on par, and then just the events that took place blew me away. Because this was an episode that included everyone, so they did it well. This is why I love the show. I love the episode, clearly.
Yeah, I agree. I had some problems with it, but that's more in terms of how much they decided to kill. It's some of the characters they killed off. I think we could have saw a lot more. I think it's a missed opportunity that they killed some of these characters. However, the episode was a lot of fun, and I will say that there was a moment towards the end where they're all taking on the walkers, and not only has the past season been building towards this, but I feel like the whole show is building towards this, because we have never seen a scene this big. We've never seen a scene where we saw all the cast members in that way just take on a bunch of walkers. It felt intense in a way that we haven't really seen much in terms of this to this scale. So very, very climactic episode, I would say, at that when it comes to that point. Anything specific you want to talk about? Rob?
Oh, when Carl got shot in the head, I would say would be the biggest part of that episode, when he got shot because everyone thought he was going to die, or when Abraham saved Glenn from certain death, was pretty awesome right there. Those are my two favorite scenes in the show. Oh, and then when the wolf got eaten, that was pretty cool too. Or when Rick again went out and slayed all the zombies.
See, and that's my thing is you had mentioned the wolf's leader killed. I think this is another instance of the interesting villains die too soon. We had the governor for a very long time in The Walking Dead, season and a half, and it felt like a long time. And he, to me, was one of the less interesting ones. We had Gareth lasted a few episodes. We had Joe lasted a few episodes. No one even still knows his name pretty much. And now we had this guy who I don't even think he had a name. I think he was just the wolves leader. And it's a shame because he was interesting. And especially we saw in this episode, it got more interesting. And I understand why they killed him in the way they did, because it left a lot of ambiguity, kind of who's right, Carol or Morgan. And I think it kind of played on that. So I understand from a story perspective. However, the actor and the character were both so compelling and so interesting. I would have really liked to see this guy do a little bit more.
Yeah. The scene, how some characters get killed off too easily on this show is sort of what the show does. But then, like you said, they kill the interesting ones too quickly. Such as Gareth, who only was a 3-episode villain before he died, which was unfortunate. But I really just found this episode so intriguing, because the way that Sam and Jess, I believe, died, I didn't think it was happening because of the way it was done. Like, it was in such a slow motion. I thought it was in their head. And then it turned out to be real. And I was like, oh my God, that was really creative on their part. And there's so many walkers, and the way that Daryl decided to distract them with fire, I like that. I feel like that's very classic with zombies, like how they're drawn to fire. I like that use of classic literature back in The Walking Dead. I thought it was an excellent season premiere.
Yeah, the tone when it comes to that one episode that you were just mentioning with the death of Jesse and Sam, the tone of that was so intriguing in the sense that it was so calm, and so raw, yet so violent in its delivery. And like you said, it was kind of, you're not expecting and believing what is unfolding in front of you. And Sam goes, okay, then Jesse goes, and it's kind of building and building. Then Ron gets the gun, and then Carl, and it keeps building in that scene, and it keeps getting more and more intense in that one scene. And that was really nicely done in a scene that was kind of had a calmer demeanor in its presentation. Very, very interesting. There was one character we mentioned briefly, but we kind of overlooked him a little bit. That's the beginning. We got our introduction to Negan's crew at the end of the mid-season finale. Now we saw them a little bit more, and literally a little bit more. What do you think?
I didn't, because I was so focused on them clearing out Alexandria, and I kept thinking like who was going to die next, because everyone was getting killed off. It seemed like it seemed that the Negan thing is an irrelevant idea at the moment. This more seemed to be about getting Alexandria opposed to introducing Negan.
Right. This was just more of a tease, I guess, for now. We'll probably see more of Negan's crew, or actually Negan, in the coming episodes. My guess is we won't see him until the season finale.
I think maybe from a writing standpoint, like it's going to be like they just recovered from this zombie assault, and now Negan can come in if they want to have him while they're at their weakest, and like they have to fight the new villain while they're at their low point.
My guess is they're going to toy around with Negan's crew for the remainder of the season, kind of rebuild, like you said. Then I think we'll see him in the finale. That's my guess. I didn't pay attention to see if his name was in the opening credits. That's usually a way you can determine if you're going to see the characters, if they're in the opening credits. And I didn't pay attention, so I might be completely off with what I'm saying, but I'm expecting maybe the season finale will see.
I will say this, that the opening credits are always one of my favorite things about The Walking Dead. I love it. I love when The Walking Dead, the music in The Walking Dead so much. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, the music is, one of a kind. It's really unmatched, I think, in terms of other TV shows. Bear McCreary, in that sense, is brilliant when it comes to music. We talked about a majority of the episode, and really there's so much here. Honestly, we could go on forever. So in terms of this review, if we're kind of just homing in on a few key points, is there anything else that you really want to discuss?
No, I feel like I said my piece on everything. If you want to see how I truly reacted, it's all on the Twitter page, because I went wild on Twitter with this episode. Also, Carrie Underwood apparently is in the Talking Dead premiere that's happening right now. Why she's there, I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, in terms of the episode, pretty much just it was a very solid episode. Rob said it himself, it's one of, if not the best episodes for him. I would agree. It's one of the stronger elements we've had episodes we've had in a very long time. And like I said, that one scene with the crew kind of taking on all those walkers felt like the whole series built towards that scene, because of just the scale of that, and just seeing them all take on walkers. We haven't had a scene truly like that, to that scale, and that's what you really expect in a show like Walking Dead. It's just that many walkers, that much killing of the walkers. That is really much what you would think would be The Walking Dead, and we finally kind of had that.
I agree, because that's what I love about The Walking Dead. I love when we see like those huge herds of zombies, walkers. I love that, and seeing them here being the true antagonist of the episode was what I would call epic, because I just very much enjoy seeing them, because I feel that, like, though the people, as horrible as they are, the walkers are the real antagonists on top of the virus that they'll never explain its origins. Like, you're fear the Walking Dead. Yes, I punned.
It's a spinoff, right?
No, I punned the title.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the spinoff. It was surreal seeing the carnage
It was intensive
at the end of the episode. So yeah, just a couple interesting things going forward. Negan, are we going to see him? How much are we going to see him? Is he going to be a real threat right now? How are they going to rebuild Alexandria? To what scale are they? Morgan versus Carol, where's this going to go?
I never even talked about Carol. Carol's still kicking ass. She's still my favorite.
Yes, but to what degree? She saw that the leader was helping Diane, I believe that's her name, Diane, get rescued. He kind of helped her towards the end, and Carol saw that, and she said, after she shot, she realized she kind of made a mistake, and Morgan realized he made a mistake by letting this guy get off. So the too nice and the too bad, there's cons to both of them. It's going to have to be a healthy balance. I think Rick is going to kind of bring out. So this whole extreme versus extreme with Morgan versus Carol, these different philosophies, that is one of the more intriguing elements for me going forward the rest of the season. But yeah,
it was a solid episode. One of my favorites of The Walking Dead. I'm always sometimes hit or miss with the show after season 3, and this has been a total hit. I loved it. I feel like any Walking Dead fan would thoroughly enjoy this episode because it does what Walking Dead does. It kills off many characters. Sasha's still alive somehow. Don't know how that happened.
And Carl got his eye blown out. So,
last thing I want to say: that scene at the end, despite the fact I do not like Carl, I don't like Carl at all. That scene at the end when Rick is talking to him, the lighting, the music that's happening during it, the way that Andrew Lincoln is talking to Carl, and then you see his hand tick at the end to say the show he's alive. I thought that was a very touching and beautiful scene. Despite the fact I don't like the character, I very much enjoyed that scene to show that he's alive. I thought it was just visually pleasing.
It was a good culmination of the episode because even if we're looking at this one episode and the story it told, there was still that rift between Alexandria and Rick's group. You see it a couple times, like he's out there. You really want to? Are we really going to go out there? Like, still kind of that mindset. Why are we going to go out there? It's still kind of those opposing sides. And then you saw them truly come together. And then at the end, that monologue by Rick showing that they are now one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool to see. And it was a good time to do it now in the premiere. So that way for the rest of the season, we get that they are one now. So
yes.
Interesting stuff.
It was a great episode. I liked it a lot. I think we covered everything. So do you want to take us out of here, Joe?
Sure. So until the next episode of Walking Dead, let us know what you guys thought down below. What elements of the season are you looking forward to seeing play out? What's more intriguing for you? What do you think of the episode? Is this one of your favorites? And subscribe because it takes around this much effort to do so. So why not, right? And I'm Joe. That's Rob. Stay traumatized.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon.